5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And it's live.
This is Leicester Till I Die TV. Watch and subscribe on YouTube and listen on your podcast platform.
Good afternoon. Yes, I got it right today. Good evening, good morning, good night, good day, goodbye. Hello. Wherever you are in the world, one of those will apply to you, as I always say. Welcome along. This is LTID TV from Leicester Till I Die, coming to you at a mad time of the day. With a very good reason for that. Fixture release day today for the EFL. Yes, if we'd managed to survive, we'd know who we were playing by now. And I have to say, I'm very disappointed in my co-host because I got all this patter lined up about how to introduce him, and he's gone off and got changed. Hey! There we go. You'll understand what I'm saying in a minute. But if you are watching live, thank you very much. Get your prediction in for who you want on those big dates. The opening day, the closing day, Christmas. One thing we guarantee, we're not going to get Liverpool over Christmas. One thing that is usually guaranteed in the Premier League is that Liverpool will always get one of the promoted teams. They haven't this season. They've got Bournemouth, so that's put my plans for who I think will get on the opening day up in smoke. But look, join in. Like I say, get your predictions in the chat. If you're watching on catch-up, add your details below, letting me know what you think of the fixture release. And if you're listening via your favourite podcast platform, thank you very much. I need to go off and get a towel because I think I might have to wipe all the gob off me in a minute because we've got the Johnny Rotten lookalike joining us. Yes, the one and the only Wayne. And we'll bring him in straight after this. There we go. Sid Vicious, Johnny Rotten, whatever you want to call him. One question I've got to ask, sir. Have you been frigging in the rigging? Those that know. We'll leave it at that, shall we? How are you doing, sir?
All right, thanks, Chris. It's like saying you've got your bit of banter ready. Never mind the bollocks. Here's Sean Dyche, isn't it? Here's the champion.
Well, the latest news, of course, is that I'm going to say hi to LCFC there. I wonder who he's referring to. Danny Rowling talks with Sheffield Wednesday about leaving today. So who knows? Hopefully we'll know on the 1st of July, obviously, with the new PSR year. But look, I tell you, I don't know if you've got the original, I think it's the single, God Save the Queen. If you manage to get that in a picture disc, not picture disc, a picture sleeve, if you're under 26, by the way, go and talk to your parents about picture discs and picture sleeves and singles and 45 RPM. Apparently, it is worth quite a bit of money.
Yeah, I mean, was that the original pressing before the changed labels, was it? Is that the one? But
I'm not sure. Like I say, I have to say, I bought that. Never mind the bollocks. Here's the, and I didn't particularly like them, but I bought it because everybody was.
Yeah, the Stranglers and those, they were really sort of a kick in the teeth of normal music. And to be honest, it's a groundbreaking album. The content, I've read John Lydon's autobiography, Anger is an Energy, where he got meningitis, and he at 7 years old, he completely lost all his memory. He didn't even recognise his mum and dad.
Wow.
And then because of the challenges he faced through his life, he ended up being belligerent in a lot of ways, but he just would not stand bullshit from anybody.
Yes. Yeah.
And it was quite, at the time, it was quite refreshing, Chris, to be honest. You know, with all the power of record labels, it was a middle finger up.
It was.
Yeah.
It was, wasn't it? And we'd gone from, well, I suppose looking back, you know, from the likes of Gary Glitter and and Rolf Harris and what have you, we actually went to some. It took it back to the music, didn't it? I suppose. But
yeah, and obviously, I mean, a few people shocked. People like Leo Sayer and David Cassidy. You know, it was a bit like.
Oh, you've been knocking the great Leo Sayer. You take that back, sir.
Well, we all tried to copy his high voice, didn't we, Chris, back in the day?
I tried to copy his hairstyle. That might explain a lot, you know. Talking about taking the music back to the music, we're taking the football back to the football. Championship next season. I'm actually looking forward to it because, you know, last time we were down, I thought it was a hell of a lot better as a spectacle and as a you know, as a game than it was ever in the Premier League.
Yeah, I mean, that was when VAR. I mean, some of the rules. Did you cover the new rules coming into with the goal kick? I mean, it's just getting. I mean, they are getting delusions of grandeur, aren't they? They just want centre stage. I mean,
yeah.
At the time of VAR in the Premier League was a mess. But as you said, went down to the Championship and games just had a nice flow to them. You know, is offside, is not offside. Get on with the game, and it was refreshing, as you said.
Totally. Right, let me bring this in because here we go. These are the teams that we're up against next season. Hi, Jeff. By the way, how you doing? Joining us live for once. I think we're on his time zone for a show. Hi, Jeff. How are you? And Myra. Hope you're both well. The obvious question is, and I asked this to Phil from Leicester Fan TV. We had him on last week. And I said, I predicted it right 2 seasons ago because I said we'd get Coventry on the opening day, and we did. And I said, did you fancy somebody like that in this season? And he said, no. He actually just, and no disrespect to any of the clubs, he'd prefer like a Portsmouth or somebody, you know, QPR or Sheffield Wednesday that might be struggling to get us off to a decent start, shall we say. And I can see what he's saying because we are going to get a points deduction further along the line. We want to get some points on the board from the get-go, don't we?
Yeah, we do, Chris. It's the same sort of situation with boxing promoters. They don't go for the toughest opponent straight away. They pick the bouts with the boxers that they feel that they can beat. So they build confidence and build them up for the big one. And definitely we confidence, and that's because confidence is very important in any sport. And I think I would definitely thinking like how, as you said, Swansea, Albion, QPR, all those would be great. Yeah,
I mean, I think we all want a home game. Although having said that again, Kate said she'd prefer an away game as the first game. Hopefully get a win in that first away game, and then you've got rid of some of the toxicity for the first home game.
Yeah, because the away fans definitely are more loyal because they've travelled round, and a lot of those have been doing it for many seasons. They've seen the ups and downs, and they do clap or sometimes moan at the club on merit, not as social media pressure. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let me come straight at it because I'm going to ask you for 2. As in, the first one is who do you want? And Liza's come in there and said Ipswich Town first. I'm going to ask you Who do you want, but who do you think we will get?
Yeah, that Lions FC fan, and I did look at Ipswich badge and think, oh, that would be a tasty one, first game of the season, but too tough, I think. So I would say Swansea.
So you want Swansea?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the one I definitely wouldn't want is you just don't want Wrexham. You don't want Wrexham or Birmingham for me. Absolute no.
Yes. So you're going for? You think we'll get either Birmingham or Wrexham?
Oh, what do I think? Yeah, I think we will get Wrexham. To be honest, I think.
Yeah.
It's okay generated by computer, but I wonder how many times they push that computer button until it matches Leicester v Wrexham.
Yeah. Hi, Scott. By the way, Scott's joined us. How are you doing? Congratulations to the England under-21. They're in the final at the weekend against the old enemy, Germany. They'll be coming up. Now, I'm going to go... I think we'll get Wrexham. I have to say that I've just got a feeling, and I enjoyed it, so hopefully I'll have another one later, but I've just got a feeling that it's going to be them. You know what I mean? That they will... It's prime for Friday night TV, isn't it?
It is, and you imagine Wrexham, if that fixture was announced, you imagine the talk in the Wrexham changing room of saying, look, we've only just been promoted to the Championship. What if we could beat Leicester, who were in the Premiership?
Who won the Premiership?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, so yeah, I just have a... Like I say, I can't get it out of my mind when I'm looking at the things, and there's a lot, you know, they can say, well, Birmingham have come back up, and that would, you could say, almost a derby. Coventry is, again, the obvious derby. I guess, and I'm not going to go for Sheffield Wednesday, because, you know, last time after we'd won the Premier League, I said, oh, no, it wasn't when we won the Premier League. It was a long, long time ago, although the story applies to both. And we'd drawn Bolton, who were the just got promoted, and they put 5 past us on the opening day.
Yeah. Well, my brother, he's got a friend who supports Liverpool, but he daren't watch the match because one time he watched the match and they lost in a really good run, and now he's got that superstition. He doesn't watch his team because he don't want to jinx them.
No. Just out of interest, the Caribou Cup draw is tonight or this afternoon at 4:20. To be honest with you, who cares on that one? That really is not at the top of priority. So I've got to say who I want. I haven't come out with this yet. Yes, I'm not going to go for Sheffield Wednesday for that reason. You know who I'd quite like? I quite like Charlton Athletic.
That's a good call, Chris.
I quite like them because I've got a soft spot for them because Charlton Athletic to me are the club where you should all be warned.
Yeah, it was Alan Kirbishley, was he manager?
Yeah. And the fans wanted him out. They hated him. They were finishing mid-table. I mean, they weren't even in a relegation battle. You know, if they'd been like Rude was this season, I'd get it, but they weren't. They just thought they should be doing better, and we're better than this now. We've been in the Premier League, we deserve to go. So they sacked Alan Kirbishley, and the rest, and they just fell and fell and fell. Funny enough, Alan Kirbishley never got another job, though, in football, did he?
Isn't it? That is a real sliding doors moment, to be honest. And it's like, it's just crazy how... So you got the Birmingham situation, haven't you, with, was it Rooney?
Yeah.
No, they went down, and I mean, Rooney must be looking at that and thinking, his mates must be saying, look, if that doesn't prove to you that you're no good at management.
Yes. But you could also say, look at Leicester. You know, swapping a manager when we weren't even in the bottom 3, bringing in Ruud van Nistelrooy, got relegated with the worst performances that we've ever seen from Leicester.
Yeah, I mean, you were... you love Ruud van Nistelrooy's end of season run, didn't you, Chris?
Oh, I loved it. I loved it. Liars, keep it to yourself. Any subs, any, what's the word I'm looking for? Any spoilers, and you'll be banned permanently. To be honest with you, it's not gone live on here yet. I'm just looking. I've got Leicestershire live on the screen next to me here, and I've got Sky Sports on the TV. You might even be able to hear on that side. So they're on an advert at the moment. It all comes down to, again, for the season, where we're going to get drawn into points deduction wise, isn't it?
Yeah, you got a PSR situation. Looking back on the last championship season, we signed. We had Fatawa on loan, didn't we? Cesar Cassidy, Yunus Akgun, and from Man City, Callum Doyle, wasn't it?
Yes.
So we had all those four on, and in the end, Cassidy went back to Chelsea. So, the loan market. Yeah, here we go.
I can actually bring it now, so just bear with me, guys. And I will get this up for us on the screen. And we can see well, I should have stuck with my first thought, to be honest with you. Let me share the screen. And it might be a bit difficult for people to see, so I will read it out. So there we go. We have got Sheffield Wednesday, and you can't quite see that. We've got Sheffield Wednesday at home on the Sunday.
Wow. With Danny Old situation, that could be interesting, couldn't it, Chris?
Well, I wonder why Sky have picked that one. So let's just run through this. Friday night, Birmingham hosting Ipswich, promoted against relegated. On the Sunday, Southampton are playing Wrexham. So Southampton have got Wrexham. Wow. Yeah. Again, relegated versus, and they're both on, well, there's a lot here on Sky Sports Plus. I think you can watch every game, to be honest with you. Charlton hosting Watford, Coventry hosting Hull, Middlesbrough hosting Swansea, Norwich hosting Millwall, Oxford United will host Portsmouth, Queen's Park Rangers will host Preston, Stoke will host Derby, West Brom will host Blackburn, Sheffield United, Bristol City, and look, there we are. If I can just bring it up there, because my screen's not big enough. Leicester versus Sheffield Wednesday, Sunday, the 10th of August at 4:30. What are you doing on that Sunday, Wayne? Yeah, well,
just over 6 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that is a with the Danny Roll situation. I think maybe Sky are saying, something we should, maybe Sky knows something we don't. Maybe it is Danny Roll going to be the new Leicester manager, and if he is, that will be interesting, won't it?
It is, and I do think, with all the PSR, I think Nick DeMarco's had a word with the board. I think they've already chatted and almost done a deal with the Championship to put it behind. Like you said, just deal with it and get on with playing football, didn't you? You said that a few times.
Yeah. I'm just totally, and I guess everybody else is as well, just totally fed up with it all, to be honest with you. Right, I'm just looking up here. So, it's fixtures are live. It's Sheffield Wednesday at home to start for City, as I say, on Sunday, August the 10th at 4:30. Preston, Charlton and Birmingham follow in the first month, with Coventry and Wrexham visiting the King Power in September. City play Derby twice in December when they're at home to Watford on Boxing Day. Wow, so we've got a home fixture with once on Boxing Day, home to Watford. And away at Sheffield United on New Year's Day. And we finish, like we did last season, playing Blackburn Rovers on the final day, but this time we're actually away.
They're a bit of a bogey side for us, aren't they?
Yes. So, yeah, we start Sheffield Wednesday at home on the Sunday, Preston away, the next game, Charlton away, and then Birmingham home. So that's the August features for us. It must be a 5 Saturday month. Thoughts, like you say, thoughts on Sheffield Wednesday?
Yeah, great game. It's going to be interesting what position they're in. Like managing to be a point, because it does look like whether he's got the Leicester job or not, which I do think is a strong possibility. He's definitely leaving, isn't there?
Well, it looks to be.
You've got to have had enough, Chris. If you can't sign any players for 3 transfer windows,
yeah,
I mean that is catastrophic.
It is a huge thing. Right, I'm just going to, while we're doing that, yeah, there's the early thing. I mean, Scott says there, a great set of opening fixtures on paper. It is, but didn't we say that about the Premier League?
Yeah, that's why I think it is important that we've got a team like Sheffield Wednesday, and if we have got a manager in place and we're waiting until July the 1st, then you've got to get... One thing I do think, you look at Will Alvarez on the internet, and he's really training hard, Will Alvarez. You've got the guys training. So although there are things happening, the players are really working hard. And I think you've got to view this as an opportunity, haven't you? Whether you're Golding or Alves or... It's a fresh opportunity for players, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, totally. And it's whether they grab that opportunity or not. And I'm not going to say whoever the manager is that comes in needs to concentrate on youth, because we've said that for about the past 10 managers. You know what I mean? But it is the golden generation for Leicester, I feel. And that's a very throwaway comment, because it's used with the Beckham.
I think I've got a delivery, Chris. Do you mind if I just?
No. You go and sort that out.
Cheers.
Yeah. No, that's fine, mate. So as I was saying, the golden generation. This is kind of Leicester's golden generation. Monga should start. There's a lot of players should start there. Ben Nelson, Will Alves, they all should. But yes, I do see what you mean, Scott. My worry is, though, like I say, that I thought that with the Premier League, with those opening fixtures we had, I thought these are teams that we could do well against, and we didn't. Bloody hell, that was quick.
Yeah. Delivery drivers, you just throw it at your front door.
Now, I got asked this because I got a delivery in the middle of the show on Tuesday night. Do you want to do a live opening on air? A reveal? I said I wouldn't, because I didn't want everybody to see my blow-up girlfriend. Well, the last one, I honestly, I gave her a love bite. She farted and flew out the window. So there we go. No, this is, isn't it? It is. I mean, all right, Birmingham. I mean, do you think Birmingham and Wrexham, they're the ones that everybody's looking at? But are they not the clubs that you look at and think, how the hell did you get here?
Yeah, but it's like Ipswich. I mean, look at their rise. And yes, they have got relegated. But that's no detriment to McKenna or the club, especially because he was loyal to a lot of his players that came up through even League One.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, we'll soon see, Chris. We'll soon see. I mean, you've got the hype, but every division, I mean, I do think League Two and League One may be quite similar, and even some people just outside the pyramid. But when you start getting to the Championship, that's a massive jump, and the Premier League is an even bigger jump. Yeah. It
is. I just think, we talk about money and what have you, and where are Wrexham now? Are they there because of the money rather than the actual, Yeah,
and the thing is, when they're getting say if they did get promoted, that facility to improve their club will stop.
Yeah.
The Premier League won't allow them to spend the money.
Exactly. Just to say, every game on the opening weekend, as I said, every game is live on Sky. It's all on Sky Sports Plus and all that. So every game of the EFL is live on the opening weekends. So interesting. They promised us more lower league football. Looks like they're giving it to us. So, I mean, that's it really. I mean, and let's just have a very quick look if we can. There's the opening, and like you say, I hoped for a good opening to the Premier League. It didn't happen. All you can actually hope for is a decent opening. Whether you actually take advantage of that, of course, is another thing. Here's our running. Blackburn on the last game of the season away, Millwall at home, Hull away. And before that, we've got Portsmouth, Swansea, Sheffield Wednesday, and Preston. But those last three games, wow. If we need something to go up, not easy ones. Or at least Millwall's at home, I guess.
Yeah. With the Championship, though, some teams you think, sometimes you look at the Championship, we were in the Premier League last season, and I kept my eye on it, and you're looking at Hull and they're like, fifth or something. And then the next time, you look in a few weeks' time, and they're 14th.
Yes.
Positions change such a lot in the Championship, don't they?
Yeah, indeed. And Liverpool have just signed another Bournemouth player, so that's probably why they're the opening game. Mate, thank you very, very much. Very quick, short one. Send Blackburn down, Chris. You're not showing any disloyalty there, Dan, are you, at all? And Dan's joining us. It's going across the bottom there. Dan's joining us at 7 o'clock tonight when he'll be doing his predictions for where he thinks everybody will finish up at the end of this season. The very, very, very early prediction league. And why not? That's what I say. Dyche, baby. I've just seen that one as well. I wouldn't argue with Dyche, and I've got to say, over 70% of the fans that expressed an opinion want him as well. Not going across your bottom. You didn't say that a couple of nights ago. Let me just leave it at that. You very quick thoughts on those last three games, Wayne?
Yeah, I think that's to be honest, that's the running that we could get a lot of points from if we're flying, if we're doing well. So yeah, I'm happy with those. What about you, Chris?
Well, Blackburn, look what happened with Blackburn last season.
Yeah, they're a tough
like you say, they are our bogey team in lots of ways. Millwall's never easy.
No.
They're just this Millwall. And Hull, I've got nightmares of Hull on the opening day of the season after we won the Premier League. So,
I think on those last three games, though, Chris, I think Monga will definitely hit 20 goals.
You heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first. Just hold your T-shirt up a bit, mate. Now that's the word you're looking for. Yeah, there it is with the B. That's the word. Wayne, hope you still okay for tomorrow night at 7 o'clock for the news show?
Sure, mate.
Brilliant. We'll be talking about this a little bit more then, of course, as well. Thanks very much for joining us, Wayne. Have a good rest of the afternoon, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Well, thanks to Wayne for joining me. It's always better than talking to yourself. So, what do you think? Dyche's thing is, right, if we get Dyche very, very quickly, Scott, because Scott said there he's concerned about his wages, we haven't got to pay any compensation. Although, obviously, if it goes ahead with Roll wanting to leave Sheffield Wednesday, we wouldn't have to pay any compensation there either. So interesting. Those things stand at the moment. Probably cost us around 5 million to pay Roll off before, and I think he'd want decent wages, where with this one it isn't. But look, that's another story for another day. It is Sheffield Wednesday live on Sky on Sunday as our opening game of the season, and we finish with Blackburn away in April next year, and it will come round really, really quickly. Thanks to everybody in the chat. I'll see you tonight with Dan, the Burnley fan from Turf Moorhouse TV, who was down there last year. He will be giving us who he thinks will get promoted. Now, last time he said Leicester would win it, and we did. Where has he put us this season? Tune in tonight, 7 o'clock. All will be revealed. I will see you then, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. Thank you very much. If you're watching on Catch Up, add your thoughts and comments in the drawer below. And if you've been listening via your favourite podcast platform, muchos gracias. And I will see you later. Good night now.
Thanks for watching. These videos are tremendous. You better like them too, or I'll be back.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network.
TalkSport. Powered by fans.
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.